Pinch me, I'm dreaming. We are almost halfway done with the brushes. If you've made it this far and haven't skipped ahead like a naughty kid, well done. Good job. You are learning very valuable skills. Let's go ahead and talk about the pinch brush. So let's do File, New, General in our Blender software, and let's go ahead and save it. And we'll just call this Pinch, and let's set it up for sculpting. We're going to click our monkey, add our matte caps if you'd like, and add the multi-resolution with 5 subdivisions. And now let's go into sculpt mode. Control tab down, and let's grab our pinch brush. So right down here at the bottom, pinch. So this brush is just going to pull the vertices or your sculpt towards the center of the brush. So notice we've got our radius here and our strength is set in the middle, and we've got plus and minus directions, and it's default in the minus. And then under our tools, we've got auto smooth, but nothing else very, fancy, just kind of the basic brush here. So let's get to pinching. And what I want you to do in this lesson is just pinch the crap out of Suzanne. Just go ahead and pinch anything you can. I want you to do it with big brushes, little brushes. This I like. This compared to the multi-plane scrape is way different. So, anywhere you see that you could maybe pinch some material, I'm going to increase my brush size with F and just kind of pinch that. Look how it's kind of sharpening that edge right there. That is looking nice. So just go ahead and find any places that you can pinch and pinch them. Don't be scared to pinch them. Pinch that clay on Suzanne's face all day until you get used to this pinch. You can even increase the strength. Maybe let's undo that. Let's see how much pinchage we could get here. Oh yeah. Look at that. We're getting some serious pinching right here with a full pressure strength. Oh yeah, you can even go back over it, straighten it up, and smooth it out if you need. And so maybe let's try and drop it down. So, maybe like 0.25, and maybe hit the rest of her face over here. So then we're just going to pinch. And notice this is barely doing anything. I mean, very, 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 very subtle, but it's very nice. You can just keep going over it, and it's just pinching that and just kind of sharpening that edge ever so slightly. So, the pinch can be very aggressive or very soft and sweet, depending on how you need it to be, which is great. So there we go. Right there in the middle is a pretty good sweet spot. It's not too bad. And if you had a pen tablet, just make sure you have that little icon pressed, and you could do it, just with your sensitivity of your pressing and get, really hard pinching or really soft pinching just from your pen tablet. And notice there's not really an edge up here. So if I'm pinching on the top of the head, it does take quite a while to get some pinching action going. But it does happen. You just kind of have to work at it. And there you go. And so the opposite of the pinch would be, you guessed it, anti-pinching. And so if you hold control, it's actually going to push the vertices or the sculpting material away from the center of the brush. So maybe just hold control and we'll go in between the eyes. And it's very, very subtle, but it's actually just almost like spreading it out. Like if you're stretching a piece of fabric, it's not very noticeable. I may even just increase this so we can kind of really see what's happening. But if you notice here, take a look at these tiny little squares. As we hold control and use the pinch, it's actually pushing these layers apart from each other as I scrape them apart. So, it's just the opposite of pinching, anti-pinching. So if you need to, spread a piece of material out, this is going to be the tool for you. Like right here, I'm just stretching out the eyebrow there. And I don't really use the pinching brush too often, but if I am, I'm just going to use it to sharpen the edges. But I really just want you to know that you have this brush available if you need to, sharpen some edges and do some really cool stuff like that. It can be very helpful depending on what you're trying to accomplish. Just go ahead and, do some pinching on Suzanne and see what you can get it to look like.